Virtually, 99% of people all over the world have one regrets or the other at the early stage of their life. As you look back on your life, do you have any decisions that you truly regret? There aren't too many people who would say no to that question. Welcome to Dr. Olushola Coker Ministries, a place where we teach on how to live a better life and make an impact in the world. If you are new here, you are welcome. Today, we are looking at how to use your regrets in life to better your tomorrow. The question is, how do you use your regrets in life to better your tomorrow? Before looking at today's topic ciritcally, I will let you know 10 common regrets in life. I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Remember, a lot of people don't live a life of their own, but they live a life others wanted them to live. At the end of the day, they start to regret their previous action. You need to live a life of your own, not life others want you to live. Take for instance, in advanced countries of the world, when a child is 18 years, he or she is left to take decision on his or her own without the parents' interference. But in African countries and in the Middle or Far East it is not so. Whether it's a bucket filled with dreams of an actual list, don't put off tomorrow what can be done today. Sometimes later becomes never. Another regret is, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Remember, you won't remember how much money you made, but you will remember the people and memories you made it with. Money comes and goes, memories last a lifetime. Another regret is, I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. Remember, as it's been quoted, speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. Pent-up emotions lead to poor choices and poorer outcomes. Express what's there for you and do your best to be responsible communicating how you feel. Another regret is, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. Remember, it's easy to take for granted today what you believe will show up tomorrow. Friends enter your life for reasons and seasons, but make sure you take the time to let those you care about know how you feel. Another regret is, I wish that I had let myself be happier. Remember, we spend so much of our life pleasing others we put ourselves last on the list. Find what makes you happiest and do more of it. It costs nothing except your time to choose you over anything else. Another regret is, I wish I spent more time with the ones I care about and less time on social media. Remember, aimlessly scrolling on social media for hours at a time does nothing for you in the long run. Instead of wishing a life that others appear to have, go out and create your own. Don't give up your gift while wishing for someone else's. Another regret is, I wish I cared more about those who cared for me. Remember, taking people for granted is sadly commonplace for many. Stop and checking on those you care about. Just because someone doesn't ask for help doesn't mean they don't need it or deserve it. We are all fighting a battle each and every day. Another regret is, I wish I was more present with my kids when they needed me the most. Remember, kids look up to their parents as role models and they will remember what you did versus what you said. Give them the greatest present of all, your presence. Another regret is, I wish I had listened to my gut more. Remember, trusting your instinct is part of being confident, and although you will undoubtedly fall at times, it's important to notice where you slipped, as that will teach you what you need to grow yourself and learn from the experience. Life happens outside, not inside your comfort zone. Another regret is, I wish I had followed my passion. Remember, there is no dress rehearsal, this is the show, so either get on stage or take a seat in the audience. Our time on this planet is short, so use each of your 1,440 minutes every day and follow your passion. Who knows where it might take you? How to seize the day right now. For those of you looking for more ways to seize the day and start creating a life filled with fewer regrets and more happiness, I recommend taking on some of these daily practices and reminders. Learn that it's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from them and forgive yourself along the way. Make your health and wellness a top priority every day, as you can't take care of others if you aren't taking care of yourself. If you don't fit into the crowd you are with, maybe you were meant to lead it. Laugh often and daily. Find the funny in everything. Learn to be flexible in your methods but persistent in what lights you up. Do one thing every day outside of your comfort zone. Ask more questions and expand your desire to know more. Look for the silver lining in every experience, no matter how dull the shine. Reserve your judgment until you have all the facts. Have a mindset of gratitude and be thankful for what you have right now. Practice admiration without envy. Don't try to change people unless they ask for it. Enjoy the journey, not just the final destination. Check your negative internal dialogue. It takes the same amount of energy to frown as it does to smile. Be bold and face your fears. Discover your own voice along it. Everyone has things that they wish they had done differently in life. It's what you do with those past decisions that dictate what you can become in your future. If you let your regrets consume you, your future may be just as full of bad decisions and time wasted as your past. However, what time you have left in life can be much more productive if you come to terms with your past, identify the areas you would change, then actually make those changes. How do you do that? Well, the truth is, it's easier said than done. But few things worth doing in life come without a challenge. Changing a life of regret into a life of purpose is certainly one thing worth doing. Where do regrets come from? So what causes you to make those decisions you will later deem regrets? Poor decisions usually come from apathy, desire, or deprivation. When you have reached a point of hopelessness or just not caring, you are usually at the point of making decisions that you wouldn't make if your mindset were in a place of concern. When you reach this level, you tend to throw caution to the wind, believing that whatever repercussions come from your actions are justifiable. F it is generally the mantra that accompanies this place of apathy. A study by Cornell University found that most people's regrets had more to do with what they didn't do than decisions regarding what they had done. It seems as though failure to reach an ideal, self-imposed standard or personal optimization is the #1 life disappointment. Having the courage to live a life true to yourself can be one of the hardest things to do. Life carries such big expectations of what people should be and do, but it rarely lines up with your aspirations. Finding and embracing your personal definition of success is a huge start. One of the greatest regrets in life is being what others would want you to be, rather than being yourself. Shannon L. Alder. Sit down and think about what you want your life to look like. Really consider the non-negotiables and start to paint the picture of a life without regret from this point forward. What things would need to change? Now, with this image in your head, start visualizing all of the things that would look different for you from now on if you were to implement these changes. You might start to realize that your version of ideal may look very different from how other people live. Leave behind regret by changing your mindset. Regret, by nature, tends to carry with it shame and self-doubt. It's easy to fall into a self-perpetuating cycle of blame and degradation when you revisit your less proud moments. It's one thing to reflect, but when you start reliving your regrets on repeat, your subconscious will get you into trouble. If you make feelings of regret and guilt the norm for your mind, it will inevitably become the norm for your reality. So how do you change it? Change your thinking. It has to do with the concept of the lower self. Your mind feels that your body and well-being is safe when it's in its comfort zone. Start straying too far outside of the designated area, change and fear kicks in. Fear is a natural defense mechanism designed to keep you safe, but your mind can't tell the difference between physical harm or just emotional distress. Your lower self does everything in its power to return you to your original state of comfort. It doesn't like change. In order to counteract this internal war on progress, You first have to make your mind believe that the desired reality is the new norm. Self-affirmations, meditation, and visualization exercises can help strengthen your mindset, empowering it to ward off the attacks of the lower self. Once you have strengthened your mind to be able to withstand falling back into the self-loathing that regrets can cause, you have a real shot at actually moving your life in a more positive direction and implementing the changes that you'd like to see become your future. Motivation is great, but it is not an endless resource. It will eventually run out. Mindset, when done consistently, will be a reliable foundation to lean on whenever you need strength against your lower self. Redefining regrets into fuel for your future, narrowing the gap between the traits that you actually possess and the traits you feel you ought to possess is one way to cut down on future regrets you may have. There's less of a chance that in your final days you will fall into the cliché of, "I wish I would have been." Insert desired quality here. This has a lot to do with whether or not you are living up to your full potential. Are you letting the regrets of your past stop you from being able to change your future? Do you find yourself making all-encompassing statements your mantras of daily belief? Take for example that time you didn't push yourself to act on that amazing opportunity that you were a little intimidated by. Every day since you have told yourself, "There's something wrong with me. I don't have the courage to take a chance. I will always be too scared to act on any big opportunity." Now imagine if you had changed what you had told yourself to, "I didn't act on that opportunity. I am working on my action-taking skills and next time I get an opportunity I will be prepared to move forward without hesitation." Can you see what kind of a difference that would make? Repeat this sentence out loud, "My past does not equal my future." Do yourself a favor and tell yourself that at least once a day. While that lower self would have you stop your progress and wallow in pity, shame, and embarrassment, you have the choice to change your future. Action, the way to avoid repeating regrets. How exactly do you go about changing it? Identify the error, make a corrective plan, and take action. Just as in the example above, the first step is to identify the behavior or decision that caused you to feel regret. Acknowledge the event from the matter-of-fact position, "This is what happened." Don't internalize it or dwell on it, just define it. Identifying the behavior or decision that caused the regret is important, but this is with the intention of taking steps to improve, so don't get attached to the moment. Next, you want to determine what actions need to be taken in order to correct that particular behavior or event from recurring. Is it more practice at a particular skill, avoidance of certain situations, or just mindset training to provide better decision-making power? Whatever you've determined to be the best corrective measures, go do it. Implement. Take action. Action and fear cannot occupy the same space. While fear would have you stop in your tracks, overcoming this response causes your brain to redirect attention to the action. You are no longer forced to focus on your fear, but rather the thing you are accomplishing. Making progress. If you use your regrets to fuel your actions and implement, they can be an incredibly powerful source of motivation. The idea of owning your mistake, correcting it and moving forward is remarkably freeing. This process may take some time. You should implement as soon as possible, but you may not see results overnight. And that's okay. Remember that part about working toward your own version of success? That comes in big here. You have to keep in mind goals that you are working toward. Comparison can be a quick walk down a short road right back into shame and regret. Now, comparison can be a good thing in moderation. You want to have milestones to guide you. In business, you never want to find yourself unaware of changes or pivots happening with your competition or industry. There has to be some level of comparison to set a standard so that your success is measurable. The danger comes in when you compare the speed of your progress or the way your life looks to everyone else around you. Remember, this is your personal journey. If you are trying to make your life look exactly like somebody else's, you're never going to get there. Why? Because you are not them. Remember to revisit that place you had once been, but only for long enough to gain perspective on how far you have come. Be grateful for your progress and your realization to even make it a reality. After all, some people continue living stuck in replay of their regrets only to die wishing they would have used the time to make a change. Gaining confidence. As you formulate, implement, and start picking up speed, you're going to gain confidence in what you are accomplishing. The realization and belief that your regrets and your past do not define you will become vividly real. You will see your goal and a clear path to it. Change is empowering, especially when it's in a direction away from past mistakes and regrets. But is change in and of itself really the answer? Sure, it's a great start and a way to take action. But to where? The whole idea is to get results, right? So what stops most people from pressing ahead and getting results? Uncertainty. How do you know you are making the right decisions? How do you know that you are not going to go down a path that you will later end up regretting? Well, in all reality, you don't. All you can do is put forth the effort to ensure you are making the best decision you possibly can at the time. After all, moving forward and having to readjust is better than not moving at all, right? If your mindset is in the right place, you will view this as failing forward instead of the potential to make more regrets. Think of how many inventions the world would lack if people allowed the fear or failure to prevent forward motion. If you're not failing, you're probably not really moving forward. John C. Maxwell. Click to tweet. From regrets to results, unlocking your true potential. So what results are you going to produce that you regret not being able to achieve previously? Maybe it's reaching your definition of success. Maybe you want to prove your personal or business significance. Or maybe you want to achieve a position of security concerning your wealth. Whatever your specific goal, making sure that you are living up to your full potential is a great way to get there. And how do you do that? You might ask. Consider what you do for a living. Do you enjoy it? Is it affording you the lifestyle that you want to be living? Are you getting paid for your value or your position? If you are simply filling a seat at a desk, are you really at your highest potential? So why do you do it? Security, right? With all the uncertainties and insecurities in this world, you have to find some way to provide for you and your family. But what if there was another way? What if you could leverage your natural skills in order to get paid for your worth? Imagine if you could spend the same amount of time on either a call or a computer and get paid more for it. Would financial confidence help to ease the insecurities and uncertainty? Imagine knowing how to gain the type of confidence that comes with knowing you never have to worry about being able to make money. How to reach your full potential through financial confidence. For more help, please send an email to info@oolusholacoker.com. Or visit our website at www.oolusholacoker.com. Please 4 powerful ebooks for free at our website. Please check the spelling of our website on the screen. Thank you for listening. If you are yet to subscribe, please do so that you will continue to receive other interesting videos like this. If you enjoy this video, please share it among your friends and loved ones. Our team will appreciate if you like and share this video. Till we meet again. Jesus is Lord. Amen.